Hey everybody, welcome back to the Mindset and Meditation Challenge. For those of you who are new, this is a series of Instagram lives that I did at the beginning of pandemic to support everybody with all of the change. We were all kind of like globally going through a lot of anxiety. People were having trouble sleeping. We were trying to figure out how to live our lives, deal with no work and all kinds of things. Anyways, these videos were addressing that and that context. So please, I ask you to take it the right way, take it in the right context, and know that they came from a lot of love. If you are liking these, please, and you think that we should have more content like this in the world, the algorithms love it if you like and join my community and subscribe. Please ask me lots of questions. I really am honored to answer them, and I will make more videos answering your questions in the future. And anyways, other than that, I hope you enjoy the mindset talk. I hope you get so much out of this meditation. I always touch on the rules, and the most important rule is you are always doing it right. You don't ever have to have meditated in your life before. You can be a first-time meditator and have a really beautiful experience, and that is what I wish for you. Anyways, I'll see you in a second. See ya. Hey everybody. I'm enjoying a day in a comfy dress. It is still beautiful. It is spring. It's gorgeous out there. I'll just wait for everyone to pop up here. Hello. Hello, hello. Hey everybody. Hi Karina. Hi Fatima. Hey lovely lady. Isabella. Natalia. Isabella, I can't wait to meet you after this all blows over, and I promise I will come and speak at your school. 100%. I look forward to that. Hey Katerina. Baseball archaeologist, hi there. Ditto. I have a rule. If you can see something in someone, you have it in yourself. And the law, it's a law actually. I have all these laws for yoga, for meditation, but the law is that if you spot it, you got it. So, thank you. Okay, so weird request. One of the requests that I had today was that I don't wear makeup. So, hi Rosie. That's my sis. My sister in love, not in law, in love. Yeah, I would have picked you anyways. So I had a weird request, and the request was, please don't wear makeup today. So I skipped all the makeup that I didn't completely wash off yesterday, because I did sort of like a quick wash of my face, and I've just got lip gloss on. I don't know why people wanted that, but there you go. So this is me, au naturel pretty much, except for some lip gloss. That said, one of the reasons, and I know again, people, yeah, sister in love, exactly. One of the reasons that I have been putting makeup on and why I have been dressing up for the Instagram lives is partially just for having a routine, and partially for taking pride in myself and practicing self-care in different ways. I haven't been able to go to the gym or take a class with other people. Oh, thank you, lovely lady. But there is something to be said for enjoying and being able to dress up at home and wear a piece of jewelry at home and honor yourself at home and put on nice clothes at home. You know, I'm also celebrating the fact that all of my laundry is done, like every last piece of laundry. So I have options in my wardrobe right now to choose from, which are like the small, silly things. Angela, how are you? I miss you. Anyways, I want to talk for a second because yesterday was my community. We always celebrate Navroz on the spring equinox, and that is our new year. And new year, yeah, keeping a routine is sanity, isn't it? Keeping a routine, and I'm treating it like weekends too, where I have like a routine 5 days a week, and then on the weekends, I'm just like, let it go. Pajamas all day long, kind of a thing. Hi, Yan. How are you, love? But back to New Year's, okay? It's Navroz right now, and Navroz to my people is always celebrated on the spring equinox. And to me, it's always been a much more meaningful, much more powerful New Year's celebration, because I've always been able to feel this feeling of the planet waking up. It's like in the days and the weeks before the spring equinox, you can sort of notice like the pollen in the air, and like the weather starts to change, and there's like a different kind of feeling in the air as everything starts to wake up, and it's like the earth is waking up, and it's such an interesting time. And I always see it as an opportunity, as like my second round of New Year's resolutions. I always kind of like recalibrate on my birthday, at the new year, and I always like revisit my goals. But I always see spring as a really beautiful opportunity to use the energy of the planet, to use the energy of the earth as it's waking up, as it's going through a shift and change in its cycle, to empower the goals that we have. And I also see that everything that's going on right now, as our lives are totally disrupted, that we have an incredible opportunity to dream and really revisit what those goals are. I feel like very, very often, and that's not to say this isn't kind of happening a little bit right now, but very often we are so busy. Hi, Faizi. We are so busy in our lives. Okay, we are so busy in our lives that most of our lives are spent almost putting out fires, so to speak. We've got one problem, and we have to figure out a way to course correct and move away from that problem. And then there's another challenge, and we have to like move away from that one. And we've got another challenge, we have to divert away from it. And we've got all of these things, and we're constantly moving around and figuring things out. That, hi babe, that's my little cousin, almost my youngest cousin, almost, Faisal. But we have to course correct away from things. And so we're just kind of like diverting away from these things. And it's great that you move away from pain. It's great that you move away from a difficult situation. And that's really important. But it's also, reactive living versus proactive living. But in the grander scheme of our lives, I think, hey, Tony, hey, Chris, I think it's really important that we also think about where we want to go. It's so easy to move away from what we don't want, but it's also very important to keep a mind towards where we actually want to go. And I think sometimes when we're faced with our dreams, I think a lot of people just stop dreaming. They stop dreaming like the dreams that we had as teenagers or even younger, when you thought, oh, when I grow up, I want to be, and we used to have these big, big, beautiful, beautiful dreams. And I think as we get older, we're like, okay, well, I have this job, I'm locked in, I have these responsibilities, I have those responsibilities, I'm kind of stuck, I have some things that I have to do, like these musts or these feelings of being locked in. And yeah, oh, thank you, Tony. And so I see us as having an opportunity right now, with it being this awakening of the planet, with spring in the air, with my community's new year. But I share it with all of you because it really is the waking up of the earth is for all of us, right? We're all on this planet together. And at this point in time, we're faced with a situation that reminds us that there are no borders, that we are truly all equal. We are all affected in some way, shape, or form. And in that sense, though, with that equality, with that sameness, with that connectedness that we do all share in this together, there's also an aspect of, what if we were to all dream again? What if we were to all allow ourselves to have the possibility of dreaming, of opening up, to thinking with wild imagination of what could be possible? of what we could allow and permit in our lives. There's so much controlling of the mind. Okay, and this is to answer a question from someone yesterday. Zara, if you're out there, this is for you. Zara was saying, like, you know, all the issues of the world come into my mind, but you know, we force, like, you know, we've got challenges, we've all got problems, we've all got issues, but most of the time we're trying to push those problems away. And if we were in a touching policy, I usually get people in a room together to put their hands up and to press their hands against each other. And I have like person A over here and person B over here. And I go, A, okay, press into B. And they go like this, right? And then B, push into person A's hand, and go A, push back, B, push back, A, you know, and they push back and forth. And what happens is when you do that, automatically, even though I didn't tell B to resist, when A pushes into B, B pushes back. And it's that every force has an equal and opposite reaction kind of a thing. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. It's this idea of what you push at, it pushes back at you. Just as the things that you don't want to think about wind up being the things that you think about the most. And so there is this thing that happens when we try to control our minds, when we try to force things, when we try to keep ourselves on one path. And there's a difference between having a daily routine and having the ability to throw it away. And knowing that you have a choice, that you're exercising the choice to follow a routine and exercising the choice to say, hey, not today, right? But this is different. This is great to have the ability to be able to focus your mind. But I think as adults, what we do is we've trained ourselves so much from allowing our thoughts to flow, allowing our creative process, allowing ourselves to dream, that it becomes very difficult to dream. Because the moment you start to dream, there's usually this fear of pain, of challenge, of loss, of grief before you've even begun, that we've decided that, well, I better not go there because what if it doesn't happen? Or what if it gets taken away from me? Or what if I try? So we don't even bother trying. But sometimes we have goals that we don't try for, but I think a lot of us get to a point where we actually stop allowing ourselves to dream at all. To stop allowing ourselves to dream at all. And I invite you right now that this is an opportunity today to allow yourself to actually dream, to allow yourself to actually have openness of thought, to allow your thoughts to freely flow, and to set the intention that whatever you may be facing in challenge, whatever you may be facing in different thoughts. Hi, James. Hey, how are you, love? That this is an opportunity to not restrict your thoughts, to not force yourself to think a certain way, but dream of the possibilities for what your life could be like. In some ways, this gift of being forced away from the things that are standard in your life, the things that are, oh, it's so good to see you too. Hey, lady, how are you? Yeah, I think being like having your foundations knocked out from under you is a gift. It is a gift right now if you are willing to see it as one. And it is an opportunity, potentially, to actually start dreaming again, thinking of possibilities. And maybe you dream of things that you don't want and you realize that that dream has passed you by and that's not what you want anymore. But I offer to you New Year's, the spring equinox, the awakening of the earth. This is a special time. This is a really special time, especially as we are, most of us, stuck at home, most of us sitting around and having time to contemplate. Hey, Bo, how are you? May your contemplations allow you space and peace and time to be open to dream, to not just course correct away from things, but to move towards what you would like to move towards, and to allow yourself the possibility of conceiving of what that may be. Hello. Anyways, I promised, I've talked a lot, but I promised that I would answer questions if anybody had questions. Do you have any questions for me about the meditations, about anything? We're going to be doing another guided one tonight, but tonight's 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for those of you in Toronto, it'll be at midnight. Again, it's for sleep, it's for energy, it's for clarity. But I am going to do something a little bit more towards our goals and our visions. Hi, Cam. Oh, we got lots of family today. Lots of family, lots of friends. So many beautiful, wonderful people. I really miss everybody. I'm sending you all gigantic, gigantic hugs. As I said before, this afternoon, hi, hello, how are you, Terry? As I said before, if anyone wants a copy of my ebook, I will email it to you. I will email you the ebook, or if you want a physical copy of the book, I am doing a post office run today because I have some stuff to pick up. But other than that, I've been in isolation for 5 days right now. But that said, I open it up to you guys for questions. Oh, it froze. Is it still freezing? No, that's okay. Is it freezing for everyone or is it working? If you want the physical book, it's on my Insta story. I'll chat with you after, lovely lady or woman. Hang on. Let me see if I can turn off the hello. If I can turn off the Wi-Fi and just go to, okay, it is working. All right, good. Yeah, so feel free to send me your email and I will send that to you. All right, so meditation questions. Shoot them at me. Bring them in. And in about 3 minutes, if you'd like, we're going to do a little short meditation, just a middle of the day kind of thing, just to reset. All right? Hello, hello. The name of the book is called I Cheat at Meditation, Zen in 60 Seconds. It's to answer the questions. It is a technique that I developed for people, for us in our world today. Because like I've shared with you before, I've been meditating for 37 years. And in that time, I have done all kinds of meditations. I've meditated with monks. I've meditated for 60 days in silence from dawn till dusk in the height of summer. So you can imagine long days of just sitting and not talking to another person for 60 days, which was amazing. I loved it too much. And I've done sweat lodges. A few years ago, I did my first meditation, or my first experience in Peru with the Shipibo. That was really interesting. But in all of the years of meditation that I've been practicing every day of my life, what I will say is that it does not have to take a lifetime or 30-something years to get the benefits of it. The very first time you sit to meditate, you can get the benefits of it. But one of the things that I also started to realize in my studies around psychology, neuroscience, and just mindfulness, hypnotherapy, trance states, all of it, like it's kind of been an obsession of mine my whole life to study these things. And one of the things that I've realized is that there are different types of meditations that serve different purposes. And there are meditations that monks that have taken vows of celibacy use to help them detach. There are meditations that people who've chosen to be in isolation for a vow or a period or a certain amount of time do to help them detach from the world, to be okay with isolation, which is what, kind of funnily enough, we're all sort of dealing with right now. But there are also meditations that shamans would do to help them be out of their bodies. Okay, we don't need those meditations. We don't need those outer body experiences because we need to be present. We need to be in this world. We need to be calm. We need to be clear. We need to be focused. We need to be in a position where we can choose how we respond to the things that come up in our lives, where we can choose who we are in the moment, where we choose to be the people and to embody in our behaviors, in our words, in our actions, the values that we choose to identify ourselves with. Hi, Anu. Okay, when I'm, Ray says, asking a question, what do I do for release when I'm feeling stuck physically, mentally during the meditation? Ah, you know what? When you're feeling stuck physically or mentally during a meditation, I suggest just like we're giving your shoulders a little shrug and taking a couple of really deep intentional breaths, like a couple of clearing breaths, like use your breath. There's a difference between a breath that you breathe into your shoulders, like a tension breath, or you're like, ugh, and like, I'm gonna shove my emotions that I don't want to process down into my body kind of breath, versus a breath where you inhale and you breathe life force in, where you realize that you're not just breathing in oxygen, but prana, life force, and chi, and you're breathing it into yourself and you're exhaling it out. There's a big difference between those two. I think one of the most powerful things is to release a breath, but also when you feel frustrated, when you feel stuck, it's okay to feel those things. It's okay to have emotions that are negative. It's okay to feel agitated and frustrated. The truth of the matter is, you're probably processing a lot of things that you hadn't had time to process beforehand. And what I realize that most of us need in our daily meditations is not meditations that shamans use to be out of their body, because that just makes for that spacey kind of, off in the clouds, fairies and unicorns and rainbows, which, hey, I love unicorns. They're so fluffy. Sorry, Despicable Me references. But I feel like we need meditation so that we can be present, so that we can enjoy our lives, so that we can be ourselves, so that we can be present in this moment. Did that answer your question, Raisa? Also, really, it's important. I'm going to come back to your question, Raisa, in a second. Remind me of the beach if I don't talk about it, because there is an aspect of trying to force silence, and forced silence doesn't achieve silence. If you actually allow your mind and thoughts to be free and to let them flow creatively in allowance and allow them to pass like clouds in the sky, what you'll find is with much more ease, you'll have space, you'll have a clear sky. All right. Hey, love, how are you? Okay. How about difficult sitting through the meditation and slowly racing through thoughts, even racing hearts at the same time? Interesting. Okay. Racing heart. Okay. Do me one thing right now. Everyone just participate in this. I don't want you to slow the racing of your thoughts. Again, this is an idea of controlling. Instead of controlling, acknowledge. So everyone with me right now, just take a moment and notice your breath. Just notice how your breath is flowing. As you notice your breath, I wonder if it's already started to shift or change. And that's okay, just allow it to. And now begin to become aware of the rows of your teeth. As you notice the rows of your teeth, do you notice that automatically your jaw started to release and let go? And perhaps your heart is racing. I wonder if you can just observe the racing of your heart. To simply allow it to beat. A racing heart is still a beating heart. Allow it to happen. Allow your heartbeat to simply flow rhythmically. And as easily as you notice your breath, as easily as you notice the rows of your teeth. And for some of us, we may not be able to notice the beating of our hearts, and that's okay too. And gently allow yourself to come back. Allow yourself to bring your awareness back into your breath, back into your body. Give your shoulders a little shrug. Reach your hands up to the sky and say, I feel wonderful. Okay, as you came back, as you just allowed yourself permission to notice those things, perhaps it's okay. Hey, Daniel. Hey, everybody. Saludar. Perhaps it's okay. Yeah, so as soon as I asked you to just notice the rows of your teeth, you automatically unclenched your jaw. I asked you to pay attention to your breath. Your body automatically shifted its breathing. You probably would have noticed that you drop in your breath. Hi, Tom. And this is the thing, okay? So much of meditation is just mindfulness, just being mindful of what is happening, okay? If you could start to give yourself permission to have an experience and to just notice a part of yourself having the experience of your heart racing, that's okay, as long as there's no medical condition attached to it. I think it's okay for your heart to race sometimes. It's okay to have feelings of exhilaration, to have feelings of excitement. Hearts race for a lot of reasons. Again, if there is a medical reason that you need to take care of, you must take care of that. However, sometimes hearts race when we eat something that we're mildly allergic to, right? That's one way of testing allergies, is to test like a pulse rate response. When people will fast out and then they'll eat a food and then they'll test their heart rate after eating the food and test how your body responds to certain things. And that's like a time-honored tradition of allergy testing. But there's also, oh, it's so nice to see you too, Bo. But there's also an aspect of the heart racing that is excitement, that is possibility, that is connectedness, that is energy, that is the ability the ability to take, or the opportunity, I should say, not ability, but the opportunity to take a rush of your endorphins, to be able to channel them towards something meaningful, towards yourself. But also the ability to train ourselves and our nervous system and our entire body and brain, right? Because when your heart starts to race, that's your nervous system, okay? It's everything connected from your hind brain that reaches down your spine. And your brain, it doesn't just exist up here. It branches out from your spine into your fingertips, into your hands, into the soles of your feet. Your brain branches throughout your entire body. Your nervous system is always active. And when you have that racing of your heart, there's an opportunity here to train your nervous system, to train yourself to find allowance, acceptance, and peace in the face of whatever might be going on for yourself. To allow your shoulders to let go, to allow yourself to have a breath that flows naturally, easily, effortlessly. There are always these options everywhere. Did that answer your questions? Just reaching back here. Raisa and Empress of Persia, just tell me your name again so that I can refer to you by name. Yeah, of course, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah. Does anyone did that answer that question, or do we have more follow-up questions branching out of that? Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you, Jamie. I'm so happy. Yeah. Oh, the beach. I was going to talk about the beach. Okay. Please post your questions. I won't let them go. I'll scroll back up and grab them. But I wanted to talk about the beach. I wanted to think about, like, if you were to walk at the beach every day, if you were to take a walk without fail. Hi, Shanti. If you were to go walk along the beach without fail every day, if the tides were rough and, just like stormy. If the water was calm and still and peaceful, if the tide was out, if the tide was really high, whatever the beach looked like on any particular day, whether it was raining or stormy or sunny, would you not think that the beach was beautiful? Would you not think that the ocean, the shoreline, and the coast was beautiful every single day? The truth of the matter is that you are no different than that ocean or that beach. And you, yourself, every day is going to be different. Some days are stormy. Some days the tide is out and you're not really altogether there. Some days the water is calm and peaceful. And that's okay. It's okay. But you would always think that the beach is beautiful. You would always think that it's gorgeous. Maybe there are certain days that you don't want to walk outside along the beach because it's really stormy and wet and rainy and cold. But it is a beautiful, beautiful day. It is such a beautiful day. And you are as beautiful as that beach. And I would offer to you that no matter what comes up in your meditation, wherever your mind goes, the racing of thoughts, the racing of hearts, whatever comes up, that it's okay. And yes, I love that. And thank you for your compliments, James. And Jamie, you guys are very, very kind. We have opportunities to be loving and kind to ourselves, to, as you said, to be a surfer and to catch the wave. And I think the real spirituality of surfing, even though I'm awful at it, tall people in surfing, maybe that's my own limiting belief, but I will keep going. I will keep taking more and more lessons because I love it. Because for me, it's that space where you're waiting for the wave and you're allowing. You just have to wait and allow and wait for the moment. And part of it is that is what the journey of meditation is about. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about being okay with just simply being there. Yeah. Right? So it's all of it okay, right? Some things are not things that you do once and you have them forever. They're things that you do every day, and that becomes your practice. And through your practice, it becomes a strength. And as it becomes a strength, it becomes a habit. And a habit is just a practice that you do without thinking about it anymore. But it's still a practice. It's still something that you do every day. And whether it's the conversation within your mind and observing the conversations that happen in our mind. How many of the conversations and self-dialogues that happen in our mind that are unkind are actually us, potentially even just being unkind to ourselves based on something that someone else told us, something that we learned from someone else, a story that someone else gave to us and we kind of adopted subconsciously when we were younger. So many things don't actually belong in our brains. So my offer to you would be to let the thoughts flow. Stop fighting your brain against what it was built to do. Your mind was built to have thoughts, right? What's that? Everyone is in a rush to master whatever it may be. Now it's time to slow down. And you know what? Spend some time with yourself. Spend some time with yourself. I think when we were kids and we had self-play and we entertained ourselves and we had thoughts and we had make-believe and imagination. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Joey. I think that, oh, I love you too. I think that this is such a beautiful opportunity right now with all the legs knocked out from our tables, with the foundations shaken, with the things that were have-tos. Oh, I love you too. I love you so much. With the things that have been shaken from our foundations, this is truly an opportunity for us not to think about what we need to move away from or what problems we need to solve and divert away from, but to decide where we actually want to go, what our dreams are again, to give ourselves permission to dream again. I mean, we're going to have opportunities to reset or rebuild our lives in very different ways. Hi, Annie. How are you? Long time no see. Hi, Linda. So much love to everybody. Yeah, we have such an opportunity right now to dream again, to have possibility, to open our creative brains, to stop forcing our thoughts down a tunnel, down a passageway, to open up to the possibilities of whatever can be, to allow the creativity of your brain to be there. And you know, my family was having a little chat group recommendation on books to read. And one of the things that I always find, and somebody said, what do I do today? Someone asked, what do I do when I get stuck? And when I get stuck, I often will read children's books. Children's books are, and not like little, like, look at Jane, see Jane, you know, look at Jane and Dick, see, you know, see Spot Run. Not that kind of book, but something fictional that's creative, something that stretches my brain, something that clearly has a hero and an antagonist and a challenge and a problem, and the hero must overcome that problem. Because I find that books like that put me in a resourceful state of thinking. They put me in a state of creative opportunity, of possibility. They remind me that no matter how old I am, that potential that I had when I was a kid is still within me. And you know, there's and that's one thing that I will just kind of put out there as something to consider, is what kind of Netflix or what kind of series are you binge watching right now? I personally don't think The Walking Dead is a really healthy one to do, or anything virally transmitted is a great series to watch at the moment. But I also have noticed that if I ever did like a Grey's Anatomy binge watching thing, that in my personal relationships, I'd always have to like mention to my partner that, hey, by the way, I might get a little dramatic on you because I've been watching Grey's Anatomy, and if I get a little melodramatic on you, you can call me out on it. But I've noticed that the shows that we binge watch, hey, the shows that we binge watch are often a reflection on how we think and how we emotionally relate. And I would offer to you to consciously at this moment in time choose those shows that give you your energy. Hey, sweetheart. It's so funny. Talk about someone and then they show up. Yeah. So I think it's really important to consciously pick things that serve you, that empower you, that uplift you, that, you know, that puts you into a good cognitive space. And for me, that is shows where there are resourceful protagonists in the storyline. Yes. Yeah, Zubair, I'm going to do these lives. So every day at noon, I'll do a chit chat like this. And in the evenings, I'm doing the meditation. So tonight, 9 p.m. on the @YYoga channel will be another meditation. Anyways, I'm going to sign off in a minute or two here. Does anyone have any more questions? Did I answer everything? Yeah? Oh, I'm so happy. Be really kind to yourself, okay? I'm glad I answered your question, but please be kind to yourself. Again, treat yourself like the beach, okay? It's always beautiful, and so are you. And it doesn't matter if one day you're frustrated. It doesn't matter if one day you want to cry. It doesn't matter if your thoughts are racing. Let them. Let them. It's okay. You are the sky. Everything else is just the weather. It doesn't matter what the ocean is like. The beach is still beautiful. Oh, my pleasure, Annie. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a few years. Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm sending you all gigantic, 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 gigantic hugs. And I will see you online tonight for meditation. And take advantage of the spring. Take advantage of the waking up of the planet. And again, Happy New Year's to everybody. Oh, thanks, Bo. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and if you want the replays, I think we started on Sunday, so there are now 7 days worth of guided meditations and some talk around meditation on YYoga's Instagram TV channel, IGTV. And I think last night's meditation is still in the Instagram stories on @YYOGA. Yeah. All right, loves. See you all soon, and yeah, if you can't sleep tonight, tune in and we'll do that then. Hey love, how are you? Sorry, we're just about to sign off now. Chat to you later. Oh, I can't wave at everyone. Bye. Gigantic hugs. Love you guys.